All right, everybody, welcome to Cheap Pops. I'm Dave.
I'm Nick.
And this is episode 4. We got a lot to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about, we both went and saw Jurassic World.
That movie's fucking awesome.
I thought it was really good. There were some plot holes that I could nitpick, but I'm not gonna because I really thought it was a good movie.
Yes.
I mean, nothing's ever going to live up to the original, or anything like that. But.
Speaking of the original, it was awesome to see the original cast.
Yeah, the original cast was really cool. That was a spoiler. You knew they were going to be in it anyways, but
I didn't know because I didn't see any trailers for
it.
Right.
I thought it was good. It was nice to go see that, and we'll have to go see the new Thor movie, which we'll do a review.
Yes, I want to go see the new fucking Thor movie.
Yeah, and Thor is.
I'm hoping it's going to be as good as Thor Ragnarok.
I don't think anything will ever be good as Ragnarok.
It's
my favorite. If you've noticed, we're doing a little bit of a July 4th theme. I'm hoping to get this put up on the 4th.
Yes.
That's my plans. But, we're...
The 4th episode for the 4th of July.
That's right. We're being patriotic with all our red, white, and blue today.
Let me hear you, people.
Somebody that's patriotic, but he's kind of a screwball is Vince McMahon. We got little Vince there.
Little Vinnie Mac.
If you're a wrestling fan, I don't know how you don't know about the controversy with him stepping down as CEO with this, the sexual stuff. I'm sorry, but if you pay $3 million to somebody and they can't talk about it, something's wrong there.
He paid more for fucking sex than he did for WCW.
And that's pretty sad. What does that say about WCW? But we've talked...
WCW's a cheap whore.
Yeah. In Vince's mind it is. Well, yeah, cheaper than what he paid for sex for the first time. But we talked about it. There's got to be something to it because there's a lot of divas who have never done shoot interviews that never go back for anything. They never go back for the Rumble, or they never go back for, that they're never shown in video packages or anything.
There's got to be something.
You don't pay $3 million to somebody and make them sign a non-disclosure agreement if there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
And you don't step down as CEO when you didn't even step down during the steroid trial. He's still making TV appearances, but that's just to feed his own ego and make himself sound better. But I think it's horrible. There's always been rumors about Vince. He had that one accusation back in the 80s of the female ref that accused him of raping him in his limousine. And now those things are coming up again, which is... I feel bad because I'm a lifelong WWE fan, not so much in the past couple of years because the product has sucked. But the golden era of the 80s, I grew up on that.
And I grew up with the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars.
Right. I was a teenager during the Monday Night Wars, so it was amazing. I was the perfect person to be watching that. That's who they were catering to, was the teenagers. I just feel horrible because it screws up the company. It screws up everybody in the company because they've got to deal with that because they're going to get questions about it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just created a hornet's nest that he didn't really need to get into, and I think it sucks.
Apparently, he got fucking kicked. It got kicked even harder because it's like, why did you sign this 18-year-old?
Oh, the 18-year-old, that they signed, but who wasn't even out of high school yet. Yeah, an 18-year-old girl that's not even out of high school yet, and she signed for NXT. So.
Speaking of people signing, did you see? Logan Paul has got a contract now.
Yeah, and I've heard people say that, they want the mainstream publicity. You're on Fox. You're on USA. Your stars are everywhere. What more mainstream do you need? I'll never understand, we need to be more mainstream. Whenever somebody thinks of wrestling, they say WWE.
Yeah.
They're not saying AEW unless you actually watch AEW.
I tell you the truth, I prefer AEW, and
I do too.
I did watch the pay-per-view,
the Forbidden Door.
Yes, I fucking loved it.
We can go right into that
before we go into that.
Okay.
I picked you up something. Since we're still on the subject of WWE. I know how much you love her.
Oh, that's so cool. Little Scarlet action. I do. If you follow her like on Instagram and stuff, you might see why I like her. I'm hoping we can meet her at some point. That's really cool. Thank you.
I knew that. That I know that you love her and everything.
Well, I don't love her, but
I know.
I do really like her. I liked her character with Karrion Kross or Killer Kross.
Killer Cross. It sounds fucking better.
I like him better as Killer Kross. But Karrion Kross sounded okay. It wasn't completely stupid like they normally do. But thank you. I like that. That's really cool. But since you mentioned Forbidden Door, first question I have for you. Did you recognize any of the Japanese guys? Do you know any of them?
Some of them. I do recognize Okada.
Okada, yep.
The one I can't pronounce, but he's the one that was teaming with Chris Jericho. I remember him with a video of him with Asuka, and he beat the out of her with a fucking chair.
Oh
man.
Yeah, they do that over there. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view, and I've heard criticism. Oh well, nobody knows who these Japanese people are. Your casual fan doesn't know who they are. Casual fans aren't watching AEW anyways.
Exactly.
It's people that know about it, and they
have a good passion.
Yeah, and then they go, oh, well, they're not going to grow their audience. They have Bryan Danielson now. They have CM Punk. They have Claudio Castagnoli, who debuted at the pay-per-view. Chris Jericho, Taz, Big Show, Mark Henry, John Moxley. How many more mainstream guys do you need?
Really?
If you put those guys up on a poster with the AEW guys, people are going to want to watch it. So I get that there wasn't a lot of backstory leading up to a lot of these matches, but for the people that were going to buy that pay-per-view, those people knew who those stars were.
Yes.
So I thought it was really good.
I love New Japan.
I do too. I don't catch it as much. I usually get
try to catch it as much.
I get the monthly stuff if I can, but it's I watch so much wrestling sometimes it's hard to keep up with.
I prefer to watch the New Japan because it's that strong style. I really like that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Like I said, Claudio Castagnoli debuted against Zack Sabre Jr. That was a pretty good match.
That was a really good match.
He got a really good reaction. I'm glad he's in the Blackpool Combat Club. That's pretty cool. My favorite match was Orange Cassidy against Will Ospreay. I thought that was a really good match. I thought it showed what Orange Cassidy can actually do.
Yeah.
The one he had with Pac a couple of years ago was really good too. But this one showed what he can do.
I did read somewhere that John Moxley did not want to do Forbidden Door next year if there is one because he said they cannot top what he did this year.
That makes sense. It was cool to see Shibata come out at the end of that because he's a legend and the crowd knew who he was right away. That was really cool. The one person that impressed me a lot was Clark Connors. I'd never seen him before. I thought he did a really good job in that match. I think he shone really well in that four-way. All in all, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think AEW did well. The crowd reaction at the AEW shows is so great, and I can't wait to go to the show on the July 20. I think it's the 27th or the 29th.
I don't know how they could say that with a lot of these off-brand wrestling that the crowd's dead. The crowd's dead. No, that's them showing respect to the competitors in that ring.
Yeah. I mean, the people were saying that the Rebellion pay-per-view that we went to, that the crowd was dead. No. You definitely weren't in that building then because the crowd was alive for that show.
Oh, yeah, they were.
I'm interested to see what because Ring of Honor is supposed to be having a pay-per-view in July. They haven't said a word about it on AEW TV as far as I know. I only heard about it with AEW's podcast, but that should be interesting because I know AEW's not actually having another pay-per-view until I believe September. I think Labor Day weekend. So that'll be interesting. Did you also watch Slammiversary?
Yes.
Yes. That I was anticipating this for a long time. The 20-year anniversary of TNA/Impact, and they showed a lot of TNA footage. TNA Originals were there. You saw America's Most Wanted get back together.
I loved seeing that they actually had AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Styles sent in a video. Kurt Angle did. And Dixie Carter showed up, which was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. The Briscoes match was really good. To be honest, I can't remember a lot of it. The match...
The women's match,
the Queen of the Mountain,
that was amazing.
That was my match of the night. I was hoping Deonna Purrazzo would win it. I'm not a big fan of Jordynne Grace, but I thought it was an amazing match. I like how they had a lot of falls, so there was a lot of time in the penalty box and stuff. Mickey James being the keeper of the belt and stuff, that was pretty cool. I wish it would have been Gail Kim instead of her, being she was one of the original knockouts. Yeah. But that definitely to me was the match of the night. I thought it was a great pay-per-view. Impact is doing great stuff.
I also loved the tag team match that they had for the women's title.
Oh yeah, the women's tag match, that was good too. Yeah. That product is just so good right now. Yes. And there's not a lot of people watching it. And it's a shame because it really is good.
The one thing I do love that they're actually showcasing different women in there. It's not the same old shit like what WWE's doing. And, oh look, it's Charlotte. Oh, I don't know how to put together a simple fucking move. No, I gotta stop.
The Impact women know what they're doing and making good matches. One thing that I know you didn't watch was Hell in a Cell. I only watched one match because I tried watching Hell in a Cell, and 2 minutes in, there were so many camera cuts going on that I got nauseous. Same with the NXT In Your House pay-per-view. I couldn't get through it because there was so many camera cuts. They were just, like that, and it just, it really makes me sick to my stomach to watch it. I don't understand why they think that's good. The only match I watched was Cody against Seth Rollins. Because I knew that would be a slower paced match because of Cody's injury.
Yes, that's the only one I really wanted to see was that one.
Right, and I mean the injury looked gnarly because it was bleeding from the pec being torn. But he couldn't hurt it any more than he already has because it was totally torn. So it was a good match. They paced it well. I think that's the pace they were going to set whether he was injured or not. It was an old school type match, which is what Cody does anyways.
And I do miss the old school matches.
Right, and I love Seth Rollins wearing the polka dots as kind of like a dig to Dusty, which I thought was actually pretty cool. But I can't watch their pay-per-views. I just can't. It makes me not want to watch the Royal Rumble coming up next year. Just because, why do you need that many camera cuts? You don't need to do one every 2 seconds. Stay on one camera for a little while. I don't understand why they do it. Kevin Dunn, well, hopefully now that he's being investigated for insider trading, maybe he won't be around much longer, which is the best thing for all of us. But, yeah, WWE is pretty much shit right now, and now we're going back to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns again.
What is this, 10?
10? It's got to be more than 10. It's got to be more than 10. It's just
10 or 11.
I get that you go back to what you know, but goddamn, even Hulk Hogan didn't go back to the well as much as these guys are. It's going to be the same match. Suplexes, Superman punches, and, it's going to go 30 minutes, and it's going to be the same as it always is. I don't understand why they're going back to it. You know what it is? They can't build any stars.
No.
They release them all. I mean, you had a guy like Claudio Castagnoli, who was Cesaro in WWE, and he was a major star. The crowd loved him, but you did nothing with him, and you released him. Now he's going to go to AEW and become an even bigger star.
Oh yeah.
I'll never understand
it. That and you had he's in AEW now too. He's married to Mia Ying.
Oh, Keith Lee.
Yes,
yeah, Keith Lee. Swerve Strickland. Yeah, all kinds of guys that are going. And people say, oh, well, they're just old WWE guys. A lot of those guys were in Lucha Underground or in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla or in Ring of Honor. So saying they're WWE guys is like saying that Sting was a WWE guy.
Right.
People are in other spots. Just because some of these people spent 10 years in WWE doesn't mean that they're only WWE.
No, that's just the idiots talking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, if you only watch WWE, that's fine. But there is other stuff out there, and how you can't know that there's other stuff out there is beyond me. I just don't get how people don't know what's going on. I'm not excited about any Money in the Bank because it's going to be. They're going to bring out tables. They're going to bring out chairs. They're going to do all kinds of shit. They're going to bring out kendo sticks like they always do for no reason whatsoever. And the Money in the Bank thing, now that you've got 2 briefcases, I get that, you want it equal between the men and the women. But the Money in the Bank has no real meaning to me anymore. There's no real surprise to it. No. Like it was when Edge, cashed it in, or Ziggler cashed it in. You're not going to get the big pop. You're not going to really get people, interested in it, especially if a guy like Corbin wins it, again.
Or
Madcap Moss or whatever. You have Sheamus win it. Okay, well, you've done nothing with Sheamus for the past couple of years, so, what's the point? I'm not interested in what WWE is putting out. I wish Impact could get a national TV deal. I love watching AEW. I haven't sit through a single episode of Raw in probably 2 years because it's so bad.
I scroll through fucking Facebook and it's like you just show me the fucking highlights of the match.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit there and fucking watch the whole thing.
I mean, you can get 3 hours worth. Highlights from a 3-hour show. You can watch it in a half an hour and you'll know everything that happened in the show. And, you don't have to go through a 45-minute promo. And they'll introduce that a match is coming out. Somebody will come out and be in the ring, and then they'll go to commercial. And when they come back from commercial, they do like a backstage promo. That person's been standing in the ring for 10 minutes. And then they go to the match. What the fuck is the point of that?
Right?
It's like Vince McMahon has gone senile. And he's just directing the show.
Speaking of fucking senile, have you seen that they brought back the old what the fuck is it? The Mean Gene stand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, towards Jensen's way.
Have they?
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Oh my god.
They need to do something because the product's horrible.
It is horrible. It's like It's like we're going back in time to before the Attitude Era, and I'm talking about the shitty, even more shittier.
So let's talk about something good. What have you been playing the DLC for the new game? What have you been playing?
I love the fact that they have the original, and I mean the original Doink the Clown, the Matt Borden Doink the Clown.
Yeah, the Matt Borden one. That's cool. And you said Dewdrop was in this one.
Yep.
Is Ronda Rousey in it?
Mr. T's in this one. I pity that fool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
British Bulldog's in it.
Nice.
Rick Boogs is in this one.
Wasn't Stacy Keibler in one of them?
Yeah, that was the last one that dropped. With the Hurricane is in that one too.
Oh, it sounds like you're getting a lot for that game. That's actually pretty cool.
For $120 for the NWO version, you're getting every fucking thing. That's great.
We're actually going to play next weekend because I haven't played it yet. I couldn't find the remote to my TV today, so we can't play today.
Yeah, so we could show you guys.
Right. You didn't get a chance to go to this, but I had a lot of fun. On Wednesday, June 29th, I traveled 3 hours down to Connecticut for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, which is owned by Paul Roma and former, I guess you would call him an enhancement talent, Mario Mancini. It sucks. I wanted to get a picture with Paul Roma because he had his Power and Glory shirt on, and every time I went up to go get a picture with him, he was talking to somebody, and I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt him. Right. And by the time I finally was going to get around to it, the show was almost over. So hopefully we can go to another show that they put on, and I'll get to meet him. My friend Bull Dread wrestled in the main event against Ryan Frost. It was a really good hardcore match. At one point, to end the match, Bull Dread speared Ryan Frost through a door that was set up in the corner. Yeah, it was, and then his his thing, because he's Bull Dread, it's HTA, horns to asses, instead of boots to asses. And he was bleeding at the end of the match, so he wrote in his blood HTA on the door after the match, which was pretty cool. I have a picture of that. I'll actually put it up on our Facebook.
Sweet.
It was an internet pay-per-view. It was on Fight TV. You can actually see it. It's only $10 if you want to see an indie show. I mean,
That's actually not bad.
No, throw down $10 and watch it, because I mean, there were some matches that weren't that great, but you can see Justin Not So Incredible wrestle. I mean, I'm a fat man, and I'm sorry, but he's not looking good.
No, he has fallen from grace.
I mean, it was cool to see him wrestle, because he wrestled H.C. Loke, who was also an ECW guy and a Ring of Honor guy. We actually met him in Vermont at one show.
Yeah.
He had the Ring of Honor tag titles with him, because he was a Ring of Honor tag champion at one point. The show was okay. It was the ring was set up on the dance floor of a bar. But, I had some food, and, I don't drink, so I just got a couple bottles of water. But, for $20, to drive down and have fun at a show, at an internet pay-per-view that my buddy is wrestling at, you can't get much better than that.
And it sucks I couldn't get the day off.
Right. The Reinforcer, Andrew Anderson wrestled. That was pretty cool. The best match of the night, I believe, was involved R.J. Rude, and I actually messaged him on Twitter. He is the Pop Punk Devil. The only money that I spent, I'm really proud of myself that I only spent $20. This is his shirt. He actually has it up on Pro Wrestling Tees.
That is sweet.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool shirt. That's why I bought it, and luckily he had it in fat man sizes, so I was able to get it. I was able to catch up with a friend of mine, AJ Ramirez. It was really nice to see you, AJ. Like I said, it was an okay show. Kevin Sullivan was advertised. He wasn't there, but I mean, I was mainly going down to see my buddy wrestle. So they had. Do you remember when we went to the Tough? I think it was the Tough and Talented show. They had the guy that was like the Amish character, and he came out to Weird Al Yankovic. He wrestled, and that was actually pretty cool. He came out with a butter churn and everything. I mean, I like that kind of stuff. I mean, I like small promotions, and you get to see wrestlers that you don't normally get to see. Hopefully we can go down for one, because I did like the venue. I mean, it's called the Cadillac Ranch in Connecticut. And
I do hope that we get to interview your friend.
Oh, yeah, we definitely will interview Bull Dread, because he's an interesting guy, and he was trained by Jason Knight of ECW fame, and he's a real nice guy, so I think eventually it'll be nice to, when we can, go and interview him. One other thing I wanted to mention is we went and met Scotty 2 Hotty,
Yes.
Kiera Hogan, and Big Vito at Heroes Hideout, and this was a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. That was really cool. I mainly went for Kiera Hogan, and damn did she look good. It was cool to meet Big Vito.
I just wanted to meet Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yeah, we got our pictures taken with Scotty 2 Hotty. I'll post those too. The one thing that bothered me, and I will post a picture of this, 'cause we've talked about this before. This guy had the Winged Eagle. WWF Winged Eagle, not even a WWE one. He had Melina sign the back of it. Melina from the the late 2010s from WWE signed the Winged Eagle belt. Why? What the fuck is the point of that?
Then the guy with the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the guy in the Money in the Bank briefcase had people sign that too. But the Winged Eagle belt, I'd love to know who else he's got on that fucking belt, because that's horrible.
I just want to walk up to him and just, poof!
I just want to, one of these days I'm going to ask them why, and my brain's probably going to explode because I don't want to hear the answer.
Because you're wrestlers.
Yeah, but it's just, then get an 8x10 sign.
Exactly.
Just, God, you're going to display that, and then somebody like me that knows wrestling is going to be like, why the fuck did you do that? That decreases the value of that belt, especially since it was the WWF one to begin with. But that's the main thing that bothers me.
Speaking of WWF, I did order my the WWF Championship belt,
That's
the
right.
Attitude Era one, and I
go.
showed you that.
Yep.
It will be here Thursday, and I can't wait.
He was hoping it would be here by today, but it wasn't.
I was hoping that it would be here by today so I could actually display it on the table with us.
We will eventually. One thing, don't want to be a downer, but former referee and backstage agent Dave Hebner passed away. Also, Tim White passed away, who was a great referee and who
Both of them are great referees.
Right, the owner of the Friendly Tap, and
I still remember those little vignettes of him.
Oh, the suicide vignettes, that was bad. I don't know why they ever thought of that, but I'll never forget the visual of him in that Hell in a Cell match getting knocked into the cage and his shoulder, breaking and everything. It sucks. We're getting to the point where guys from that era, unfortunately, we're losing them.
Yes.
I mean, goddamn, I'm 41, so some of these guys are really getting up there.
And I'm 29.
Right, and Ric Flair's having his last match, and he's probably in his fucking 70s, and he still thinks he's going to wrestle one more
Speaking of Ric Flair, look at the back of your box.
Yeah, Ric Flair's on there, and Charlotte Flair, isn't that wonderful?
I was going to be a smartass and buy a Charlotte Flair, but I didn't. Because I was going to waste $22 on fucking Charlotte.
I'd probably burn it. Or shit on it and throw it in the garbage.
You didn't shit on the Ronda Rousey action figure.
No, that's true, I didn't.
I'm surprised somebody actually got that fucking thing.
Yeah, I sold that pretty quick. I don't know why, but I did. Want to talk about our flyer again? I handed some out at the show. He has handed some out around work.
Yep.
We will be going to more shows. We will be going, hopefully we'll be doing some conventions. If not having a table, at least walking around, talking to people, handing our stuff out. We want to get the word out. We want some people to watch. We don't want to do anything, crazy and get famous and all that stuff. We just want some more people to watch that stuff.
Yeah, we're just doing this for fucking fun to
right.
goof off and get shit off our chest.
Exactly. I like venting and I like talking. If it's just you and I talking about stuff, that's fine. But more flows through me when I'm talking on this show. Stuff comes to mind and it's nice to get it out. Because some stuff really pisses me off.
Get it out, goddammit!
Right, I mean, I like talking about stuff that I enjoy, like Impact and AEW, but I also like venting about the shit that sucks.
Yeah!
So, let's talk about something that doesn't suck. July 16th, we will be going down to Massachusetts to meet Kane.
Yes!
Your favorite, and that's
gonna... And I got 6 action figures to get autographed.
He's going to think that you're selling them.
No, I'm gonna be like, no. These are for my personal, it's my personal collection right here.
I actually met him in, I want to say 2021, right before. No, it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was during it.
Yeah. And I haven't talked to the person that went with us in over a year. But we won't go there.
No, we won't.
It's gonna be cool to meet Kane. I actually have a piece of artwork that was done by Tony Atlas of Kane. That Tony Atlas signed himself that I bought from Tony Atlas, and I'm going to get Kane to sign that, so I think that's pretty cool. It's going to be fun to dive down there.
I got you that.
Yeah. Yep.
But you did buy the autograph.
Yeah, and it's cool that he drew it, he autographed it, and now Kane's going to autograph it.
This is going to be awesome. Yeah. I'm still kicking myself for not getting that, where we went to Showcase of Legends there in Albany. Where I didn't get that fucking thing of where Kane's choke slamming Jason because I would have loved to got both of that Kane Hodder and Kane to get that autograph.
Both of them on there. Yeah. Speaking of Showcase of Legends, they have announced. You can look online if you're in the Northeast for it. Heroes Hideout puts it on. It's in Albany, New York. They have announced the entire House of Black. So Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart will be there. And they have announced Dustin Rhodes. So,
I do want to meet Dustin if he's going to be there.
I've met Dustin when he was Gold Dust, and that was actually really cool. Why do I hang up? So that will be cool. I believe that's in October. I'm sure they'll announce more because they usually have a really big name for most of them. In the last one, Trish Stratus was there. Britt Baker was there.
You love Trish. You know it.
I loved meeting Trish. That was amazing.
How long were you waiting in line for?
It was at least a couple hours waiting in line to meet Trish.
That was a long fucking wait.
But it was worth it.
Me, I kept bouncing every fucking word.
Right. I mean, I met Evil Uno that day. I got to see Mia Yim again. Matt Cardona. I got to hold an NWA title belt.
I got Sexy Star's mask.
Yep, and you bought Ultimo Dragon's mask
Yes.
from Ultimo Dragon.
And autographed, too.
Yep.
He didn't have to autograph it. He just autographed it.
Sonny Ono was there. Jeff Jarrett was there. Yeah, we like going to those conventions. It's pretty cool. It's getting to the point, though, where I'm running out of people to meet because I've met so many people. It's not bragging. It's just I spent a lot of money meeting a lot of wrestlers. But you know what? Totally worth it.
Yes.
I mean, it's what I love to do. I mean, it'd be the same as a Yankees baseball fan meeting all the Yankees. You know, same thing. Same.
Yes.
So we're really looking forward to that. Our friend Steven is going with us. He pretty much goes when it's Attitude Era or ECW guys. Yeah. So that'll be pretty cool. Other than that, Impact just had a show last night. We're recording this on Saturday. On Friday, they had their Against All Odds special event. I will get you a copy of that so you can watch it, and we will talk about that.
I do want to see Blood and Guts, though, too.
Blood and Guts was really good.
Did you happen to see the Appreciation Society of Chris Jericho with that fucking outfit? Again, what the fuck?
I get why he's doing it. He's trying to go over the top with it, and
he's a wizard, don't you know?
Yeah, he's a wizard. Yeah, it's he thinks that everything he does is fantastic, and it's really not. And he's like. I think we said this. He's like the guys in South Park when they were smelling their own farts. Yeah. You know, and they were all smug and, you know, that's what he reminds me of, you know, like he's just sticking his head between his legs and smelling his own farts. Yeah. I used to like a lot of the stuff that Chris Jericho did, especially the stuff he did at the beginning of AEW, but now it's just everything is shit and he just pulls people into what he's doing and I just don't like it.
I wonder if he's just doing it for a fucking big laugh now.
Well, I mean, he's got to think it's good. I mean, if you've ever listened to his podcast, the man loves to listen to himself talk. So, you know.
I do want to see the podcast episode with him and Stone Cold, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever checked that. I gave up on his podcast a long time ago. His voice annoys me sometimes, and if I'm listening to a podcast...
Does Stone Cold's voice annoy you?
No, not Stone Cold, Jericho's, because he just... talks like he loves
Let's go, baby! I'm a wizard!
Yeah, he's a wizard, alright. But other than that, I don't know what else we'll talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about Thor, because we'll go see that probably before we record again. We'll talk about our experience playing the game. Maybe we'll show a little video of us playing it.
And the best part is I can actually save video clips on that.
Won't be too much because, you know, I don't want to get sued, you know, because WWE's bitches and they'll sue over anything.
Actually, people have been posting videos on Facebook and stuff, and they're not getting in trouble for it. So
I mean, remember at one point when I had a podcast with a former friend, and I put up a YouTube video that had like 20 seconds of an opening to Halloween Havoc, and WWE, you know, stopped it for copyright. But yeah, you know, other people can, you know, sell dick pills when they're, you know, talking about, you know, their pay-per-views and shit, but they don't care about that, you know.
Because they got Vince Russo on the card.
Yeah, but...
Viagra on a pole match, yeah!
Oh my god. But... So, other than that, I don't know what else we'll talk about. Maybe, I don't know if we'll go to a show in between that time.
Yes, if I save the video on there, it cuts out their entrance music, and so it's just... crowd noise that you hear. I've already turned off the commentary. That was the best part about this game. You could shut off the fucking commentary so you don't have to listen to fucking Michael Cole's mouth.
We might wait until after the AEW show that we go to record again, but we might not. Who knows?
I'm hoping that it's not false and everything about an AEW wrestling game.
Oh no, they're putting a lot of time into that. They've already shown, you know, footage of it and stuff and screenshots and shit. So it's legit. They're just taking their time on it and making sure it's done right.
Oh, I'm wondering if it's gonna be better than this or it's just as good.
They're going for more of an arcade feel, like a No Mercy kind of feel to it than the WWE, you know, simulation kind of feel.
Actually, you can do the arcade mode with this too.
Yeah.
I just have the simulator thing on.
Right. For yeah, it should be good. I'm sure AEW's game is going to be good. I have no doubt because Audrey, the Aubrey Edwards, sorry. The referee, she has a background in game development, and Kenny Omega is a huge gamer. So and a lot of guys and girls in AEW are gamers. So I hold out a lot of hope for, what their game is going to be. So
I do want to see, the New Day, because they're really being hindered right now and shit in WWE, as you can fucking see.
I haven't watched anything with the New Day in a long time.
I want to see them go to AEW and get fucking pushed.
The problem is that they won't be able to do what they do now.
True.
And that's a group that I don't think would do well with that AEW crowd. They've been there so long. I mean, Kofi Kingston's been there since like 2008. That's 14 years where they've seen him on their TV.
I do like Xavier Woods' show.
Oh, Up, Down, Down. Yeah, that's a good show. Yeah. But the guys like that, I mean, a guy like Cesaro, who was kind of mid-card.
Yeah.
But New Day have been featured really heavily on WWE TV for a very long time. I don't think they'd do well. I mean, it would be cool to see him do it, but I just don't think it would go.
That or see him go to Impact Wrestling?
I think it would be cool at Impact. I don't see them going anywhere, though.
No.
I could see Kofi retiring before he'll go anywhere else.
Probably. Let's not forget that he was in Impact once before Apollo Creed.
Oh, yeah.
No, sorry,
Consequences Creed, yeah. Yeah, Xavier Woods, yeah. He was in Impact for a while. It would have been cool to see him do a video, too. But, I mean, it was really cool that WWE allowed AJ Styles to do it. That was actually really good.
That was really cool.
So, I think that's pretty much it.
Speaking of, like, Kurt Angle earlier, did you see that he's going to have to get 2 total knees done?
Yeah, he's getting knee replacements. Yeah,
yep.
That's good because the hip replacement for Mick Foley did well. So,
yeah, my mom went through getting a total knee done. She's doing much better and everything.
Yeah, I mean it'll be good for him. A lot of these guys. I mean, I've been to independent shows where Kurt Angle was wrestling. He wrestled Cody Rhodes in a cage. And you could see that Angle was having trouble walking to the ring because of his knees. But, of course, as soon as he got in the ring, he turned it on and he just ignored it.
I know. You can't even tell when he wrestles.
Right. When he wrestles, you can't. But when he's trying to walk regular, you can tell that he was having trouble. So we'll talk more AEW. We'll talk more Impact. I'm sure we'll talk some WWE because I'm sure there'll be plenty of news coming out.
I think we should go back to we should talk about some of the old shit too.
We should do some episodes on some old stuff, definitely.
Going back to video games, the Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm glad that it's coming out on the Switch too, so I can play it. And
you can actually pre-order it for the Switch right now. Actually, right on Amazon.
Nice. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I mean. Of course, I was interested in the 3-pack of Grand Theft Auto, and I still haven't fucking bought it. So, but hopefully, before I go on my vacation,
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, you can actually, when we get time to next week, you can actually get a feel for it right on the PlayStation if you want.
Yeah, it'll be cool to play PlayStation 5. Like, the last console that I played was a fucking PS2. So, I mean, I have not played a next-generation console, so... Yeah, it'll be nice to play it.
Speaking of old school consoles, I bought one for $120 on Amazon with all the N64, Super Nintendo, Sega, Dreamcast, and all kinds of old games on it.
Yeah, one of those knockoff game systems. That's cool. It's fun to grab those. Like when I go down to Florida, I see those in the flea markets and stuff.
I just got to figure out how to get the controls to work for the wrestling game. Once I get that figured out, then we're definitely going to be playing some old No Mercy on there.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's my favorite wrestling game of all time.
The one I grew up playing was the NWO WCW Revenge.
That's a good game too. Yeah.
I miss playing that because I love doing the high score thing.
Yeah, those THQ games were really, really good, and I loved it when WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy came over to the N64 because they brought all the WCW taunts and stuff and the moves, so you could create all those guys really easy. It was actually really cool. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about video games on the next episode as well, because it's on our fucking flyer, so we probably ought to talk about it some.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, and I love the job that B Social Marketing did on our flyer. Again, I want to thank Dave Cole for making our logo. I love our logo. We actually, at some point, we are going to get one with our character with a full body look, because I want to do a huge cardboard cutout of it.
Yes.
So we can display that too.
Put them right next to you.
If you've seen any of the painted canvases for Game Changer Wrestling, Dave Cole did most of those. He's at Davey Painting on Twitter. If you want some custom artwork or a logo done, check him out because he does really good work, as evident by what the fuck we have. Yes. So.
And I love it.
It's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly how I described it to him.
I did not. This was an add-on right here with him with the wrist tape and everything.
Oh yeah, I did not mention the wrist tape. He came up with the wrist tape himself, which I thought was really cool.
Yes.
You know, all I said was I wanted a wrestler, a hybrid of a wrestler and a superhero, doing the thumbs up, the cheap pop with the wink, like Mick Foley did, because the fucking show's called Cheap Pops.
Yes.
And he knocked it out of the park. I think it's fucking amazing. So,
Lake George, I know McFoley's coming to Lake George. My coworker sent it to me. July 9th.
July 9th, yeah.
McFoley's coming to Lake George if you want to meet him.
Well, I've met him before, but we could take a trip up there. Well, it depends on, if it's in the morning. Yeah, okay. So we might be talking about that too. So
yeah. It would be awesome to actually hand him a flyer of Cheap Pops.
He'd probably actually it'd be fun to have him sign one.
Yes.
It'd be like, you inspired part of this, But I'll definitely give him one, and mention him in the show and everything, and
get him an autograph, two of them, one for you, one for me. Then
actually get him to autograph 3, and we'll give one away. How about that? So you got a reason to subscribe and like and comment and.
And that's if we can get the chance to meet him.
Yeah, hopefully we will. It's not like we can't do it.
Right.
But, life happens sometimes. We both work. And
it's not like he's not going to come back up towards his way anyway.
Right. So, I've had a lot of fun doing this. We're only on episode 4 because sometimes it's hard to get together. I can't wait to do it again. We might do one quicker. We might actually do a video game one, soon.
Yes.
As kind of a buffer in between a full show. We might actually just do a short one on some video games. Talking about playing the PS5 and maybe do like our top 10 games or something like that,
Speaking of games, and I know it's not part of wrestling, and I was telling you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can pronounce it right. Ghost of Toshima.
Okay.
Where you're playing as a samurai warrior, and what did I say it was?
The Mongols.
Mongoloids, whatever you want to.
No, not Mongoloids. They show up at wrestling events. They bother me in the line. That's the Mongoloids.
They invade. It takes place during the 13th century of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And they invade the homeland and everything, kill basically almost all the samurai and everything. It's freaking awesome. I'm still kind of like right in the beginning of the game and everything. But if you haven't played it, it's available free right now.
He loves free games. He'll play any free game he gets.
It's available free with the premium of PlayStation Plus.
Nice. See, I don't know
with
nothing
a whole
about
bunch
that,
of other games.
Because I haven't played any games. I don't know nothing about that.
And the price is not bad because you're paying the price of what you would pay for PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus together. $120 a year.
Right.
That's not bad.
Especially for you because you spend money like water, but...
Hey, that's besides the point.
That's neither here nor there. I haven't even pulled out my Switch in, months, so...
That's terrible because I haven't played mine in a couple.
Yeah, but you own like 40 video game systems, so I'm not surprised.
Actually, I finally pulled it out the other day, And I actually got the PlayStation 5 controller to work on it.
Listen, I don't want to hear about you pulling anything out. That's for you and your girlfriend. I don't want to know nothing about
Woohoo!
it. So, other than that, I don't know what else to talk about because, goddamn, my mouth is dry and my throat's hurting from talking so much.
You sure that's what it's from?
Yeah, that's what it's from.
Are you sure you're not drooling over?
I've been looking at Scarlet. No, I've been looking at Scarlet the whole time because she's on the back of the fucking box.
Yeah, that's why your mouth is dry. You're like,
yeah, that's probably why. But this has been episode 4. It's been a lot of fun doing this show. Once again, I'd like to give a shout out to RJ Rude. He had a really good match. Follow him on Twitter. He's the lead singer of a band. For the life of me, I can't think of the name of the fucking band. But you put in RJ Rude into Twitter and it'll come right up. And he had a really good match. So
fire up that Twitter machine.
So I figured I'd shout him out on this episode. Catch us next time. Happy 4th of July, and thanks for checking out Cheap Pops.